Hi guys, welcome to another video from me, Crazy Skin Dog. We are back for another 800 meter circuit session, and this one was a nice quiet one. It's just in the day, not members only, but just in the day. Happened to just be the three of us, myself, Kai as always, and then one other member who we've seen in a previous video before as well. So we've come out behind Kai here. He was first in the pit lane, and yeah, we're just going to try and get in the groove, try and get warmed up, try and start some fast laps, see how we go, follow Kai for a little bit, and yeah, see what we can do with a pretty empty track. Fortunately not had an empty track for a session or two, so it'll be nice to just get our heads down, blast around, try and get some consistency, and see if we can beat our previous best of 31.167. It's the best we've done up until this point, and yeah, so we're just following Kai here, getting in the groove, warming up, and yeah, just seeing what we can do. Hopefully not going to crash too much. Yeah. So late on the brakes. I don't know what happened there. I slammed the brakes on so hard behind Kai, and the car just did not stop at all. Don't know if I had my foot on the accelerator as well or something, which I think shouldn't be possible with these cars. But yeah, slammed the brakes, nothing happened, straight on. Fortunately did not wipe Kai out, in addition to sending myself very quickly to the barriers. And I believe coming around this one, yeah, we're gonna hit the barriers again. So kind of first, second flying lap, and we've already hit the barriers twice. Brilliant. Let's hope that isn't a theme for this session. So we're going to get our head down now. We've warmed the car up a bit, smashing into barriers. Yeah, that's definitely a great tactic for warming up the tyres and the engine for optimal running. So we're just going to focus on catching back up to Kai now, putting some consistent laps in, and not crashing into the barriers, hopefully. I don't think at this point that the other member had even made it onto track yet. He did quite a few less laps than us, even though he was faster than me. And so, yeah, we've got the track to just me and Kai currently, and we've decided to run right next to each other, because why not? A bit of fun, isn't it? And yeah, so we're slowly catching up to Kai. We're not that much faster than him, so it takes a little while to get there. And it's kind of interesting. Need to learn to run close to other carts a bit more. We've seen maybe in the busy session struggling to get past slower carts, or not being sure of where to go and things. So this was a nice little block of the session to kind of get on the back. I think he was going to let us through there, but we weren't sure, didn't want to torpedo him up the inside, so we just sat back and let him stay ahead. And yeah, so we're going to try and run close to Kai and see if we can't murder him. And he just lets us through there. There we go. No worries, and we're off. And so now we have open track ahead of us. Kai's behind us. He'll probably drop back a bit, so he's got some clear track to get some lap times in. The other member might be on the track at some point, but for now, we're not going to meet anybody else pretty much until the end of the session at this rate. We're not faster than Kai enough to catch him up again in the 20 minutes or so. And so unless the other member catches us or comes out on track right next to us once he does join the circuit, we're pretty good for now, just to get our head down, smash in some laps, and just enjoy karting. You know, there's no worries of other people, not trying to get around people, not trying to worry about ruining someone else's day, not worrying if in 3 laps time I'm going to catch up to that slow kart right in the middle of the flat out chicane again and just ruin one of my lap times. So yeah, we're just going to get down. We're going to follow a couple of laps here. We're coming around the last corner here, so we'll just follow a couple of laps. We're flat out from this point around the first corner, nice and easy. Keep it pinned down through the left, right of the chicane, chuck it into the left-hander. Hopefully we've kept it flat out there. It's not always possible. Second left-hander, and then now the hairpin, nice late brake, apex nice, get on the power. This second hairpin started not using the brake at all in that one, and that seemed to keep our momentum up through the next 2 turns. And the left, right, we're much better at that now. You may remember earlier in sessions we were losing a load of time. Actually, when we followed the member that was at this session in the white helmet, he was just pulling half a second on us in that corner. We'll see how we compare later on. So yeah, nice clean laps, not locking up, not too much screeching going on, I don't think, and we're just keeping it smooth. We're nice and smooth on the steering wheel, as we do a little bit of a sideways around the hairpin, but yeah, we're nice and smooth on the wheel, pretty smooth on the power. We're starting to improve out of this last corner, still more improvements to be gained. I think that's the biggest point, that I can gain any more time, because most of the lap now I'm mostly down. That first sector there is flat out. This first hairpin, I'm pretty good into that now, I think, getting that down. This second one, I think I just need to improve the line coming out. I'm much better this session, staying right and just easing it round the second left-hand hairpin. This corner I'm pretty happy with now. Is kind of hammer it in as fast as you can, tap the brakes at the left-hander and turn right, and that just chucks the back end round a little bit. You get on the power straight away into the straight. So yeah, some nice laps going on here. And the rest of the session mostly went like this. Nice clear track in front of us. So I won't make you watch me go around in circles too much. There's nothing too it was entertaining for me, but there's nothing too entertaining to watch. No spins or sending myself into the barriers at all. So we'll push on to a later part of the session now. So after saying we wouldn't catch Kai again this session, we actually did a little bit later on, and I'm mostly showing you this section just to show the braking into the first hairpin, where I feel like I'm really doing well. We'll see now, it just starts to catch Kai up so much. Kai in this session did a 32.5, which is where I was, a session or two before. So he's not going slow here. It's just I've managed to get my braking on that first hairpin just down, and you just see how much time it gains me. I end up gaining pretty much the length of a straight on him. And that's nothing against Kai, that's just I've managed to find my braking point and work it out. And then yeah, I'm going to give him a little bump, just let him know I'm there. Didn't mean to do that, and he's going to let me through, and we're back on to that open track. So yeah, I just wanted to show that a little bit, not to show Kai up or anything, but just as a point of showing how much time you can make up just in one braking zone. So a session or two ago, I'm going around in the 32.5s, and now my last session was a 31.1, and that most of that time comes from that kind of breaking point into that first hairpin. Just so much time gained, because that was probably a bad one from Kai there, because the back end stepped out on him. I'm sure he's much better at that corner than that. He's not kicking the back end out every time. But you see a lot of people slamming the brakes on and spinning that back end round to try and get around the corner. But that kills all of your momentum, and just that little sequence there just showed us how a smooth application of the brake, bit of trail braking into the apex, and then back on the accelerator nice and early right after the apex, and you just gain so much time. So we're going to try and do that for every corner on this circuit, and see if we can get into those 30-second laps, really pushing for that at this point. And this is a perfect session for me to get those times very much improved. Okay guys, so we're coming into the last part of this session now. As I said earlier, not much action in this one because it was a nice empty track, which was fantastic for me, and I had a whale of a time, but you guys probably get bored watching me go around the same 800 metres endlessly. So the member we mentioned, he's caught up on the back of us here, and you may recognise him from a previous video. We followed him and learnt that left-right hander. He really stole all of his tricks for that one, really learned just how to take it much faster than we were before. So we're going to latch on the back of him here and see what we can do. And so we've managed to keep up with him relatively well. We're about half the straight behind, and we can see we're going to really use that first hairpin to catch a bit of time on him, and a little bit of Cosentino effect, but at the same time we took that hairpin perfectly that time. And we're right up on the back of him now. We're not right, but we're very close to the rear of him. We're just as fast in through that left-right. Previous video, he was taking a good third of a second out of us there. So he's going to pull away a little bit on the straight, still not getting that last corner. Need to steal his tricks, that's what we're trying to do today. And yeah, we're all right through the flat out section, maintaining our distance. But then just look at that gain through the hairpin. Even as we come out, we just don't lose any time on the way out. He kicks the back end out and we're right on him again. So I'm really happy with how I'm taking those hairpins. I just need to improve in the left, right. Again, we actually gain a tiny fraction of time on him. I just need to improve this last corner and holding it through the flat out section. But yeah, we just follow him here and we're just going to try and go as fast as we can. I believe our fastest laps come from following him, and we just, yeah, we're really happy with this, how this is going so far. We've managed to stay on the back of him for 2 or 3 laps now, and he hasn't just ran off into the sunset like he did last time we followed him. So we're getting a good look at where he's going, where he's braking and everything. And yeah, we're just going to stay with him. And we are still losing through that last corner. You can see he just starts to pull away, and that just hurts us all the way through this flat out section. I'm also not flat out through the left hander after the chicane every time, whereas I believe the guy in front is. So we started to pull away now. We catch up a bit again in the hairpin, but the flat out section has really done it for him now. He's definitely pulling away from us. But again, we're just going to keep on the back of him, see how we can go, and really getting buoyed up with how he's not pulling away from us here. He's gaining, yes, but he's not just leaving us in the dust and disappearing off into the sunset. And I think now I'm starting to get tired of this pace. It's pretty punishing trying to keep up with him for more than 5 or 6 laps. And I am just starting to lose concentration, lose focus, and just get tired. This is right at the end of a 25-minute session. It gets very hot on these cars. Go home with a very red back because you are basically sat on the engine, and move around a lot in the seat as well. Tried with the booster, but it just sits me up too high, and I can't drive from that position. So I just have to put up with being a bit slim for the seat, and my top half of my torso being thrown around in the seat, and yeah, it just gets very physical. It's very hot. This is early August as well, so we were middle of the heat wave in the UK here. So yeah, it's just really hot session. So by this point, I am absolutely battered. My arms are dead. My legs are dead. I need many cold beverages, and he has just pulled away now to about the length of the straight. But we are very happy with how we managed to stay on the back of him for so long and plug in some really good times, just lap after lap after lap. And I think if we keep watching until the end of this session, we will eventually see my fast lap. These here were I'm almost certain the fastest section of my session, and we'll check the chart in a minute. And yeah, the fastest lap came on lap 45 of 47, so we pumped in 47 laps in a 25-minute session, which I was more than happy with. It's a whole lot of laps. I mean, in the slower ones previous with a lot of traffic, I was maybe getting 36 laps. So to pump in a whole 10 more laps than previous sessions, I was really happy with that. And there we go. We see the last lap marker. So I believe that means the lap before the one we're on now was the fastest one of the session. And yeah, we're just gonna follow this last lap round. Go back end's a bit loose around the second hairpin there, but we'll forgive it at that point. It's been hammering around for 25 minutes, and do we get to finish this final lap before the yellows come on? No, we have to back out right at the end. So unfortunately the yellows came on just as we were about to finish our lap, and we didn't get to find out if that last one would have improved on the one previous. But another fantastic session. The guys are absolutely karting are fantastic as always, and yeah, really enjoyed that one. That was a great session. Just got to get my head down, do my thing, enjoy karting, and really just see how efficient I am. Okay guys, so in terms of the times of this session, I've got them up on the screen here. As you can see, as I mentioned, 47 laps in this session. So that was a lot of karting for my money. And if we look down the chart, so the fastest in this session was a 30.590, a full 6/10 faster than our previous best. super psyched with that. That was so wonderful getting out and seeing that on the chart. Not only did we get into the 30s, we got comfortably into the 30s, and especially after our busy previous session where we slumped to a 32.1, we're a full 1.5 seconds faster than the previous session per lap. And then if we look down the chart, we see a hell of a lot of 30 and 31. So we only actually slipped out of the 31 second lap times a handful of times. Early on, when we were getting our eye in, we were a bit slow, hitting the barriers. And but after kind of lap 4, 5, 6, lap 6, we get down into the 31s for lap 7. We then have a bad lap 24. Other than that, right at the end, lap 47, we're in a 31. Oh, sorry, lap 38, we're in a 32. We had literally 3 or 4 laps after we got into our flow from lap 6 onwards. And you can see the chart here. It just stays nice and in that 31 to 32 section level. And in fact, as I said, when we were following our faster other member, we actually stayed in the 30s through all of that section apart from lap 43. That's where he pulled away from us. We must have made a mistake in that lap and just dropped off a little bit. But yeah, so we were super happy with that session. To have so many laps faster than our previous best consistently was a fantastic feeling getting out the kart. And really enjoyed a nice open circuit to just get my head down and find out if I could do these fast and consistent times. It's really nice to see that I did manage that. Not as good as our faster guy here, as we've named him. He is just consistently in the 30s, whereas we're consistently in the 31s. But hopefully with a few more sessions, we can start to improve and will be consistently in the 30s. And then, you know it, I'm going to be looking for that 29 second lap, but let's focus now and try and just get below our 30.5 that we did in this one. It was pretty much a 30.6 with the 0.590. So yeah, we got plenty of time to find, I am sure, but really looking forward to that. So thanks for checking out another video, guys. As always, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Keep an eye out for more coming out. We've got some 1,000 meter track member only sessions coming up. So we'll get away from the 800 meter circuit for a video or two and see how I do around a new layout. That's a double level one as well. So we got the ramp up and the ramp down. And from what little spoiler, the ramp down is a bit of a beast. It's a tricky corner because you're turning and coming down the hill at the same time, and the apex is the point that the ramp becomes level with the floor, and it's a pretty aggressive transition. So yeah, spoiler alert, I came away from the later sessions in a lot of pain, but just building up that core strength and the endurance to put up with these sessions. I'm getting there with that. I'm not dying off at the ends. As we can see, I'm actually getting faster at the ends of the sessions. But trust me, in the car, I am feeling dead, just aching all over. You know, my thighs, my arms, every bit of me just wants to just curl up into a ball and disappear. Just in so much pain, but really enjoying it, so that keeps me going, and then just consume all the water after the session. But yeah, thanks for watching another one from me, guys, and sorry there's a bit of break between this video and the previous one. Hopefully won't be so much between this one and the next. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Goodbye.